I'm Carcina. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. What is up? What is up? What is up? One time for the Diddy man. That's right. The Diddy man looks like he might be coming home. Third time might be the charm. This trial has been very egregious. I have been shocked at some of the things I've seen taking place here. And I mean, I haven't seen misjustice done like this in a long time, so blatant in people's face. It is totally like something that we've never seen on the scale that others have yet to really see. It's a mess, y'all. And with everything that's been going on, all these lying people coming up to the stand to give testimony, and they've been proven to be uncredible. You see, the bodyguard is suing this woman right here, this Talia Graves, who made the accusations that Big Smooth is the one that was the bodyguard who did these things to him, even contacted him, threatening to put him in the lawsuit if he didn't follow along with what she was doing. And it was like, you're insane that this man that you're contacting did the same acts as this man to you, but you're willing to leave him out of the lawsuit if he's to testify against Diddy on your behalf. And he wasn't even there. So now he's suing you. So now, because you cost that man money, people wouldn't even hire him based on that lawsuit, because people are really stupid nowadays. And now, because of these factors, everything's falling apart, right? Not quite. See, the request for another judge was one that's not colluded and full of the agenda base that they had in place. They had to go out and get this guy removed because of these factors and these factoids. They said, look, we got to get rid of this guy, meaning that this guy has to be excluded away from everything. We have to get him out of the business. So when that judge was given his see you later, and they got a new judge in here, judge that's listening more to the actual facts of the case, not basing it off of emotion, celebrity, and going for everything that the prosecution is actually saying. And as far as he's a monster, and oh my God, this is terrible. When you had a CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, former CEO rather, you had that person completely arrested by the United States, Eastern District of New York. And y'all charged him with 16-count indictment, which was unsealed in federal court, and a central charging of Abercrombie and Fitch Incorporated, the chief executive officer, Michael Jeffries, with his gay lover, Matthew Smith, and a guy named James Jacobson. And they were involved with trafficking and interstate prostitution. And that indictment alleged that between December of 2008 and March of 2015, all three men used combined force of fraud, coercion to traffic people, promising them dreams of being in their modeling industry. And all they was using these men for was sex, and got rid of them allegedly. And this man, when they say there are hundreds of these men coming forward in this case, he walked in and walked right out. He was arrested and released within hours, paying a $10 million bond, and he was at home. $10 million bond. Diddy put up $50 million with lesser charges. Same district. And he was to remain in jail. And he was the monster. Make it make sense. That's all we're saying. Is that when it don't smell right, and if you're okay with this, then you're okay with this happening to anybody else. They're going to be, hey, wait a minute, that's not fair. Nah, you didn't care when it happened with Diddy. Don't care when it happened to somebody else that you care about. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say here, people, because it's going to happen. And y'all going to start saying, whoa, I can't believe they did that. Well, Daddy, I said, Daddy, you know how we do. We support the truth. It's love. We supporting the truth. Why is Suge saying Diddy is an informant? Because Suge Knight doesn't like Diddy. And he's in jail, and he needs somebody to support him with some money. So he gonna come up with everything he said. Suge Knight said he was sleeping with Justin Bieber. Yes, well, that Michael Jeffries guy is 80. Matthew Smith is 61. That James Jacobson guy is 71. So you counter all that in, and you factor all of those, all right, you factor all of that in. That's pretty effing strange. That's all I'm saying. It's pretty effing strange. Oh, no, because see, with the new detailed incidents that has happened, these lawyers filed for a new bail hearing in hopes that the third time was going to be the charm. Because even though the last guy they had in there beforehand, you know, that's not really his forte, you know. So that's why Diddy had another lawyer join the case. Because even though the bad boy music fashion mogul Diddy is behind bars, his legal team is working hard to make sure they return to the courtroom with similar bail packages that was previously presented in court, which included a $50 million bond, constant surveillance to avoid any sort of issues or violations. Last time they was there, they assumed that because a jet that landed in New Jersey, he might be trying to get on that plane to run. It's like he's not running, he's selling the plane to someone in New Jersey. He's like, I'm in jail. I'm not scheduled to have the plane come here. Like, what is that gonna do? The plane is in Jersey to be sold. The government is in full, like they've been notified of all of this. So last time the point of contention was that with the other cases with similar circumstances, like we just saw the Abercrombie and Fitch guy get arrested, in which the accused was still allowed to be free until their trial. One of the examples was that guy, and the bail package was sent forward with that $10 million bond, $500K for the alleged accomplice, and that is substantially lower than what Diddy's legal team was arguing in those points. What was the difference? So the judge gave and granted with everything that has been presented, said, you deserve a hearing. So it's true. So the new bail hearing is set for Friday, November the 22nd at 2 p.m. in Manhattan. All the prosecutors having the Friday to November the 15th to dispute the hearing, which they probably will. But Diddy faces life behind bars if he's found guilty. Possibility of it, but that's what you need to understand. That new judge hearing is going to get Diddy free because they have no grounds with a man who has been behind bars now for a couple of months. There's no way you can. Yes, I'm tired of hearing about it too. That's why I don't report on Diddy every day, because there's nothing new to talk about with Diddy every day. I only report when there's something to say. I'm not going to do anything salacious like there's other people. I'm not going to knock how they get their money. Get your money. Not knocking how y'all doing it. If you ride the Diddy train, if that's what y'all got to do to get your money, get your money. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit here and just make 65 Diddy videos just to be making 65 Diddy videos. It don't make sense to me. If there's new information or something that's valuable information that the people should know, then I'll tell you. Yeah, and it's weird that today's black people versus yesterday's black people have white people laughing. They really do, because they control y'all. Nothing was more evident of it than the I'm in support of the evidence. And what I've seen from the evidence, Noah, is that this trial is corrupted, in my opinion. There were facts in this case that has been omitted. There's been illegally things done, practices, the leaked Cassie video, all of these practices that it seems to be done by the Department of Justice and to sabotage the man having a fair trial. So to me, why would the government be going out of their way to sabotage a man getting a fair trial? If you have the evidence already, all you need to do is go to trial. If you got everything that you saying you got, and the way the media is saying they got, they found a boat. They found some picture. They got a video of Diddy and a couple of a little boy on a pony. And all of this stuff y'all saying y'all got. Hell, what else do you need? What else do you need? Go to trial then. You got everything. Have you noticed? They always said when the trial was done, they're going to add more to the case. They're going to add more charges. They're going to add. It's still the same 3 charges. The same people that's been indicted, still 1 victim. Here it is. The trial is in May. They still have 1 victim on the case. And we 99.9% sure that's Cassie. So they built the case on a case that he settled. Then his NDA they want to make public. Where do they do this at? What kind of judge or trial-based judge would allow such slander? This is what I don't understand. If it's done in a way that's egregious, why are we sitting here not even having questions about it? We're just going off what we see on social media. Black people, and that's more shocking. They make it sound bad, all the stuff that he's done. But is it illegal? That's the fact I want to know. You don't like the fact he having freak-offs. Diddy ain't the only one having freak-offs. Everybody knew Diddy was doing freaky stuff. And they didn't care. Because they do freaky stuff. They do that to drive everybody away from him. All the people that's his friends. You got Meek Mill talking, no Diddy, saying crazy stuff like that. When this man helped make you prominent again. You the only one, McCann, that seemed to understand that this is a BS trial. Now, if they got a videotape of Diddy with some underage boys and stuff like that, then right away, I'm going to be like, you're guilty. You're guilty of that. Like, I had to watch people say, that Cassie tape was hard to watch. It was, I'm thinking like, wow, really? Do you want to know what happened on the Cassie tape? She's walking, getting ready to go in the elevator. Diddy's in a towel. He runs down the hall in the towel, catches her at the elevator, grabs her by the collar, pulls her down, tries to kick her and miss. Then he stamps on her. Never threw a blow. Grabbed her by the jacket and tried to drag her. She stops. She gets up. He never punched her. And they say it's the most brutalist thing they've ever seen. 3 days later, she's right back with him. And they've been together for 4 more years after that. 4. So my thing is, after these 4 years of being together like that, why now? Because the money's going low. She realizes living on a farm with a personal trainer ain't the lifestyle she wants. But she did all this stuff with Diddy. Cassie go live, she's going to get all this support. So the video, he already knows that videotape is out there. So this is why Diddy settled. Because she knows about the tape and the whole tape situation. So he said, all right, I'm going to settle because of this tape. So he settled. And now all because he settled, that means everything he did in the past. And we said it the day he did. I'm like, Diddy, you should have just settled this behind the scenes. Because now that you did it public, here come the floodgates. We knew this the day he settled, before there was an arrest or anything. We've said it here in a live chat All of us, most of you guys were here. It was a live chat, and we sat here and went forward. Nobody promotes abuse on women. He shouldn't have done that. I don't do it. So why, if I don't do it, why would I promote it? You'll never hear a woman be like, and then he hit me in the eye. Because they wouldn't have to. Because if I did that, I'd be, yes, I did it. I'm not the one that's going to go away from it. Because if I get to that point, believe me, I'm going to jail that night. And I'll be still in the process when they come to arrest me. They be, get him off me! So if I ever flipped out like that, it ain't no we off the reservoir. Because that's way past my character. Because I don't like hitting people. Period. I don't. Because whoever hit somebody, especially first and start the incident, that means basically what it's saying is your side, whatever argument you had, you're wrong. You're automatically wrong. You lose. Whoever fighting on somebody, if you got to put your hands on them, that ain't going to make you right. It was a vicious punch from behind, unprovoked. Then he threw a vase, and I know he threw a vase at somebody. I didn't know if you throw a vase at somebody and it hits the wall and breaks, that is considered abuse. I've never seen that. Yes, he kicked her. He threw a punch from behind, but he actually didn't throw a punch. He actually charged at her. And he hit the wall. He didn't hit her. So then she was free to leave. As you see, he sat down with his robe on, and she was free to leave. Now, here's the thing that was the problem and what was happening here. That they're proving in court that the bags that she's leaving with is Diddy's clothes. She took Diddy's clothes so he couldn't leave the room. She was still in his clothes. So Diddy couldn't leave the room. That's why Diddy's in a towel. The government is trying to allude that Diddy was allegedly taking Cassie, dragging her back to a freak off. That's why they want to use the tape. The tape is inadmissible in court. Those are the facts, people. The case is inadmissible because of statute of limitation. They're trying to find a loophole to get around the statute of limitation just so that they could try to add more charges to another human being. And that is, to me, a crime in itself. You're going to break the law to try to uphold the law. That makes you an outlaw. Now, here is the order right here that was filed. It has been legally documented right there. As you can see, it is signed by the judge, R.M. Subramanian. He's the United States District Judge, the new judge that they put in charge of this case when the other judge was removed. The government's response to the defendant motion is due on November the 15th. Deputies' replies due on November the 20th. A hearing on the motion will be held on November 22nd at 2 p.m. in the courtroom, 15A on the Daniel Patrick Monahan Courthouse, 500 Pearl Street, New York, New York. So I get my facts from the actual source, people. The actual source. It's the court filings. See, I even titled it Diddy Trial Date, but it's actually the hearing date. But it's... So when we put that in there, well, when you see other people, thank you. Right, I gotta tell the truth because nobody else is gonna do it. So if you don't tell the truth, why even get involved? You see, that's a main problem that we do here a lot on social media. It's like you get more clicks and views just with, using things that's supposed to be banned on YouTube. I've seen misdirection, catfish, cat bait, all of this, clickbait, whatever they call it. I've seen that. I've seen it all. And it's like, I can't do that. I'm not going to clickbait the people. I don't want to do it. So why not tell people the truth? There's some of us that are not fooled. Bonnie Ellis, please explain to me what is disgusting. Yeah, it's a lot of us that are not fooled. It's a lot of people that's fooled because they believe the news. The news will tell them a whole big ball of nothing and they just believe it at face value. It's unbelievable. The first time I've ever doubted the news, because when I was young, I used to just think the news tell the truth. It's on the news. Mm-hmm. Salute, salute, salute. Bring Bonnie up. She has a 6-figure tax bracket. That's funny. Most of these people claiming they outraged by Diddy, they are not outraged. Is Bonnie a real nobody? Who knows? Probably somebody else. Bonnie's probably a dude with just using that as an avatar. You never know. This is the internet, people. Ticket TV is food. I don't even believe Ticket cares one way or another about the case. You act like he laid a pillow on the floor and calmly laid her down. No, I didn't. He grabbed her and snatched her to the ground. But I'm speaking realistically. What is there, if let's say he gets charged for that, what is the charge? Misdemeanor assault charge. That's a domestic misdemeanor assault charge. He will face no time. He would pay a fine and go home. But yet, this is the most crucial, right, misdemeanor at best. So for y'all to say it's the most egregious thing you've ever seen, it's a lie. The man never punched her. He missed a kick, then stomped on her with socks on. And, you know, it's just terrible the way they do these things. Now, he shouldn't have done it. He's not proud of what he done. He settled and gave her $30 million because of it. She was satisfied with the $30 million settlement. Now, the woman is satisfied who got the settlement. The person who did it, they've been apologized. They got back together and was together for 4 more years after the incident. I forgot the guns, or did the government forget the guns? Do you forget that they're in Florida? The guns was broken down. This is not like Diddy lives in a house, right? Diddy has security that comes in and do security work at the house. Diddy has a mansion. There's workers, there's people there. That's so hard to pin on him. It was in his closet. Dude, that's something that the security come in there and use. And then it's in Florida. Good luck with that. Why do you think they don't talk about the guns? If the feds got them tapes, they got them tapes. This ain't about Cassie no more. Then where's the charges? You see, you keep saying they got the tapes, they got the tapes. Why are they not adding more charges? If Jay-Z is on a tape doing something, believe me, Jay-Z is going to be added to the case. They found GHB in the baby oil. If they found GHB in the baby oil, guess what? That's going to be added to the case. They would lead with that in the investigation because it's an ongoing investigation. It's not an ongoing investigation if the man is already charged. When they're going to do that, he's got a trial date already set for May. So all of the stuff that they're doing, they're going to have to come to the, like, look, they have already got this thing to the, you've interviewed all the people you're going to interview. What can you add here that's criminal? Can you add it to the case by now and we can move on so that the defense will have time to rebuke all this crap that you guys are coming up with? Guys from 20 years ago, yeah, Diddy put a finger in my butt, man. That was nasty, man. I was just walking down the street, man, and Diddy came bumped up to me, man, and you know what he said? What? He said, take that, take that, take that. Man, Diddy even got a VHS tape. Yeah, he got all this stuff on VHS, and it says, take that, take that, take that. These people are nuts. It just shows you how much crap people would do for fame. They have had thousands of people call. I'm like, what do you think is going to happen when you put up a hotline? We have this. If you've ever been assaulted by Diddy, call this number right here. The number here is 1-800-DIDDY. Take that. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Diddy got freaky stuff on his tape. Then you got these doggone women who do crime talking. You got people like, yeah, man, you know, when I was selling my drugs, this dude, you know, keep wanting me to bring over more drugs, you know, and I got my bricks right here. And I'm like, look, dude, I can't give you these pills And then I got the pink Coke, I got the blue Coke. I mean, what do you want? You know, cops, you know, I'm a businessman. I'm running a business here. This guy want me to keep supplying him for free. And he owe me money for drugs. I owe people. I got people I got to respond to too. You know what I'm saying, District Attorney? Right. So you got drug dealers talking to the feds, and what they gonna be on the stand like, Your Honor, he did not pay this poor drug dealer right here his money. And then these girls who are sex workers, like it's a legal thing. There's no legal thing saying sex work is legal. There's no W-2, there's no tax to it whatsoever. It is illegal. Absolutely illegal. Anybody get information from academics? I don't know who the hell would do that. The only information you're going to get is little Syrupy Joe went at it with young Killer B. He told young Killer B, like, yo, man, you got to stop playing with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I kill him and kill him again, you know. That's what I do, man. Drop the body, man. Stop playing with me. All right. Be like, oh, yeah, I think he mean business. I'll be like, oh, Jesus Christ. Let's pray for this country. Pray for our brains to return. You know, right. What I've seen that people were insane is when they had the riots because Trump got elected the first time. And they convinced Black people it was okay to tear up where they live. What happened to us? Exactly. You know what happened to us? Programming, television programming. They dumbed us down. Dumbed us down to believe whatever they put out on programming. They dumbed you down. They got people in there rioting, turning over chairs, destroying where they live. There's businesses that have never returned. Major corporations said, I'm not putting my business back over there. And guess what happened? When it was all said and done, nothing changed. Trump remained in office for 4 years. Your neighborhood was destroyed. Who's going to clean it up? The city didn't care about you. Now you got to take a bus and a train to get to a grocery store out of your neighborhood. You just driven a grocery store out of your neighborhood. Black-owned business. Kenwood Liquors, known throughout the entire neighborhood, have taken care of people over there. Black-owned business. Black-owned. Y'all ransacked the store, stole all the liquor out of his store. he shut down completely. Said, I'm out. If my own people do this to me, I don't even need to have it open. I'm gonna take my insurance money. I'm out. Now you got to pay more money for liquor because Ken was they were grandfathered in, so they had the cheapest prices in the city down there for liquor. People from Michigan, my family would drive in and bring their truck and buy cases of liquor. Cases. And drive all the way back 4 hours because that's how expensive liquor is in Michigan. But in Illinois, see, in Michigan, cigarettes are cheap, liquor is high. Here, cigarettes is cheap. I mean, cigarettes is expensive, liquor is cheaper. So that's a balance. You don't even have to have an open mind. You just have to use your own mind. Stop trusting everything at face value because when it's said and done, you look like the fool. I'm not defending Diddy at all. All I'm saying is I know when somebody's being treated unfairly. And if you're doing everything the right way, why do you have to be unfair with this man? That's the problem I have. If you're being unfair to him, what is the reason Diddy can't get a fair trial? He said, Benita, you got a better chance of getting a camel through the eye than needle. Mm-hmm. That's because people, they become prisoners of their own entertainment. They become prisoners of their own thoughts and everything that they deliver to the world. They make themselves prisoners of the moment. They dumb down themselves for whatever the reason may be, So you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Mm. Well, the problem is that you have everybody ready to crash out. Like Diddy's sons need to chill. I know y'all mad about how y'all friends are turning on y'all, but look, this is what happens. It comes with the territory. Because if you think your father wouldn't have stepped away from any human being that was in trouble and he was going to stand by him like that, no, Diddy would have to stand back because he would be advised to. It's so goofy. It's so goofy.
He is very eager to tell his story.
They're going to show that video that won't change their stories.
His reputation is over.
The United States government, they start making this case as a takedown of a successful black man.
TMZ presents The Downfall of Diddy, the indictment.
Now, since when has TMZ started presenting documentaries? The Downfall of Diddy. Then they come out with this guy, right? The token black guy with the braids, the fake dread guy that they bring out there with Harvey coming out there looking like he's jacked up. I'm a lawyer. A very unsuccessful lawyer who's now turned his media company into a situation that has benefited him quite well. I know some things about Harvey that you would be very shocked and surprised about. Mr. I'm a lawyer. You did a whole lot of dirt, buddy. Well, people got to make up their mind on what they want. Do you want justice or you want to see a black man lynched by the system? Because that's exactly what's happening here. If Diddy is guilty and they got the evidence to prove that he's guilty, I'm standing by the evidence. What I'm not standing by is not giving a man a fair trial. That's egregious. And what's happening here is he's not being treated fairly. And I'm not okay with that. When Jonathan Majors went down and what happened with Jonathan Majors, I was not okay with that. Those were lies. Everything that they told in there was a complete lie. The way they did that man was egregious. They knew he committed no crime whatsoever. And y'all done ruined that man's chances to make the money he was making. He was scheduled to make $20 million a film. Now he can't get hired for work. You see a black man down there running from his life. This dude is about 6'6", 240, and he running in fear of a white woman. From that day on, I was, oh no, I can't deal with no more white women. I'm out. I saw that. I had to cut white women off completely. I was at the bar and the white girl was talking to me. I'm like, ah! I gotta run. I gotta get away from white women. That video right there by Jonathan Majors don't make you run. Run for the hills. Every black man should have went running right away. I don't care if they were married. She'd be, honey, what do you want today? Nothing. She's like, something's wrong with my husband. He just ran out the house. He's like, Jamal just ran too. I don't know. What is there? This is a black thing? I don't know. Run. It was time to go. When you see something like that happen, you got to go. There is no wiggle room. It's time to book. Look how bad they did Young Thug. They kept him locked up the entire trial. Well, when people gonna crash out, that's what they do. They crash out. I've never been a fan of that because Law and Crime is making a killing off of this case. They're making a killing. MGK, a lot of these people were at the parties. MGK is signed to Diddy. He was at a lot of these parties. What's the surprise? He's renting out his private jet while he's fighting cases. That's not a crime. Diddy has every right to do so. Diddy can rent his jet out if he wants. He was trying to sell it, but he can rent out his private plane if he wants. People will look to find anything they can to try to bring the man down for whatever reasons that they have. So yeah, I think Diddy's getting out on the 22nd. He's gonna be released because they got no reason to keep him locked up. That's just nonsense. That man should be at home getting his team ready, his defense ready for trial. Well, what is they supposed to do at this point? The man has not been treated fairly. He's been treated less than a human. And this is a man that did a lot for the city of New York. They don't care. Because if the government had any concern or care about any of it, they don't want to see anybody black making money. They went after Jonathan Majors. I got to go back to Jonathan Majors because that's major. Ooh, pun intended. It's major. And when you see something like that manifest, that man ain't never been in no trouble to anybody. His only crime was that he cheated on a white woman. His crime in the whole argument is she's trying to go through his phone and he won't allow her to go through the phone. When he said, I should have just ended the relationship. That was my crime. This thing has been over. And I should have just went on ahead and made it. He said it was his fault. See, you took up for Jonathan Majors. He said it's his fault. I'm like, he's saying it's his fault because he should have ended it a long time ago. That's a huge difference, bro. Not really. When has fair had anything to do with it? Diddy's playing, look, Diddy playing out there like it's chilling in the backyard. Diddy playing like in the backyard, B. They got Diddy playing sitting up there. Oh, absolutely.
Third time around, he'll be successful, as his lawyers say there's new evidence and changed circumstances.
I don't think so. And he's failed twice before. First before the magistrate judge, then before the previous district judge. And now he's trying to get a third bite at the apple. But really, when it comes to bail, you're talking about risk of flight and danger to the community. And I think it's the danger prong that is Diddy's challenge here. Obviously, we talked about the weapons, the alleged witness tampering. And I think that's the thing the judge is going to focus on, not just the sheer number of victims, many of whom are making similar allegations.
And what do you make of the new proposed bail package, around the clock monitoring, total restrictions on his ability to contact anyone but his lawyers, as well as still that $50 million? Do you think in a way he's just trying to buy his way out of jail right now?
I think that's right. And I think anyone who wasn't named Sean Diddy Combs and didn't have $50 million laying around would be in custody because of the nature of these charges. Very serious sex trafficking charges. Since the time of the initial bail hearing, minors have come forward. Now, obviously, we don't have a superseding indictment that hasn't been charged yet, but The changed circumstances, if any, are.
Now, see what this is a slander piece. You've already said you had accusations that they have not been, minors have coming forward. Minors are not coming forward. What are you talking about? You're having adults come forward saying that when I was a minor, something has happened to me. But it was a civil case. They're suing for money. It has not turned into a criminal case. They have no evidence of this. This is why I don't like when people do a spotty job trying to report the news. And because they have a background, because they are a lawyer, they got on a suit and tie, and they got a background behind them to let it make them look sophisticated with a bunch of books behind that they haven't even opened. That doesn't make you smart. Everything this guy said was incorrect. FBI had a hotline with 2,500 claims. They accepted minor cases from that. Call in the hotline. You know what would end all that? Saying if we find out that you lied and made up information, you will be charged. Oh, that's going to stop real quick. I don't need to have information that minors are coming forward privately. I don't need to have that information. He has to have information that they have come forward privately, and he does not. He's not the lawyer on the case. So how would that man know that minors are coming forward? What he's talking about is the adults that have come forward saying that when they were minors, that this was happening. See, I know lawyer lingo. I know their misdirectional plays. I know how they try to spin. I mean, you got half of the internet out here trying to make Justin Bieber a victim. Justin, tell us what Diddy did. Just admit Diddy did it to you. I mean, like, are you insane? You're trying to make this man a victim of Diddy? That's for that man to say if anything happened to him, and he hasn't. That's why I can't believe anything that comes from these uncredible human beings. I give Law and Crime that. They make it entertaining, but a lot of it is infactual. It's theoretical information that they have no way of knowing. Meanwhile, no one's talking about Conor McGregor with another assault charge with a woman this time over in Ireland. Back in 2018, Nikita Hand, the hairstylist who was part of Conor McGregor's friends group, claimed that he R-worded her in 2018. The police at the time said they didn't have enough evidence to go forward with a criminal case. But she was able to sue McGregor and another man named James Lawrence. Where's the outrage about that? McGregor has already shown that there have always been problems in society. There's always been a major detraction when it comes to people in general. There's always been a situation where people felt disrespected, not heard. And that has been a growing case, since I can remember, of people not being heard. And they feeling like, hey, I should be heard here. This isn't that case. What this is disrespect in its highest form. Because they would have to explain why did the Abercrombie and Fitch and the two other people that's charged get substantially lower amount when they're charged with way more than what Diddy was charged with. From the initial charges by the Eastern District of New York. How is that even possible? So all the evidence that you gathered was in Miami and California with the raids. Diddy don't even live in New York anymore. Now, the case is being tried in New York. Why not Miami or the District of Florida or the District of California? The raids were conducted there. Why does this get drawn out to New York? Because they know the New York system. This whole thing is such corruption at the highest level. Let's find a way to suck this in New York. Oh, the hotel incident was in New York, so let's make that the basis and the center ground of this, the center of this whole thing, right there in Cassie in New York. Yeah, the Cassie thing in the New York hotel. So that's what they're going to center it around, so they can suck it and make this a New York case, because that's the only thing they're building a case around is that. Imagine that you're building a case around imagery of a video in a settled civil case. I mean, damn, what kind of new nigga rule is this? Hell, they're gonna beat him there. If he win there, he win in the civil courts, he win in the criminal court. Next thing you know, he gonna be on a tennis court. They're gonna have him on the tennis court, basketball court, any court. They gonna be, come on, you know you're guilty, nigga. Jesus Christ. How many more courts is needed? If y'all can't see corruption when it's right there in front of your face, every day, every week, it's a new charge that's not added to the charges. Oh yeah, every week. Every week. It's not going to change, because the more they keep trying to say it's changing, the less sense it's making, because it's not changing. We're going straight through the wild, wild west. That's why they keep talking about party in the Hamptons. He haven't lived in the Hamptons in years. He been sold that house. Exactly. Do you see them tearing down Conor McGregor? Nope. But Jonathan Majors, I gotta keep bringing that up. How can we get away from that? This man was the biggest star in Hollywood. And Michael B. Jordan stood away from him. Marvel dropped him immediately. Everybody raved his performance. As King the Conqueror and He Who Remains, it's a tragedy. As we sit back and wonder what could have been. I'm still angry. The Council of Kings. Yeah, well, I got to constantly, because I think about the Council of Kings, what I lost. But more importantly, this man lost everything. He lost, his asking price was around $20 million a film. He was about to receive an Oscar for a movie you have not even seen yet. That's already filmed, and it was Oscar buzz around the movie. Because of this, they did not even release the film. He plays a bodybuilder. So the movie is already done. He got in tremendous shape for the movie. Yeah, he played Killian Maddox, the bodybuilder. It's called Magazine Dreams. And he was going to be nominated for an Oscar. Magazine Dreams will be released. We've never seen it now. But we're talking, he said, I saw the movie at Sundance when it debuted. It was great and could have catapulted him farther into the premier male black actors. He was scheduled to get $20 million a film. $20 million a film. Now he can't get work because he cheated on a white woman. With all the evidence that's being shown, they have video. It's not about the evidence. She wasn't trying to miss out on the influx of movies and revenue. She went to the club with his credit card and started charging everything to his card in the club, turning up at the party. She came back around 8 or 9 in the morning, drunk, stumbling. Security cameras show you that. They showed you the security footage from the nightclub where she says she broke her finger. If you got a broken finger, why are you moving around doing all these things? They know he was only charged for grabbing her and trying to put her back towards the car. Mm. Yeah, I know. Everything's out of order when it don't align with what the agenda is. Oh yeah, Gilbert Arenas is going off right now. So yeah, that's the Gilbert Arenas throwdown. So he's doing what he does. Right now he's attacking the baby mom. He's trying to explain what's going on with the baby mom and bringing up all these old text messages. And now I have a message from Shani O'Neal. Oh, buddy, Shaq's wife. So y'all get ready. Get on that Patreon because this is going to be explosive. This is going to be explosive. Shani O'Neal's involved. And she is pissed. Oh, my God. This has gone crazy. Oh, no, because this is something massive. So we about to come to the end of this. So, yeah, this thing done got massive. Well, let me tell y'all a little bit what it's about and what y'all going to hear about on the Patreon. Refocus, thing. Now, okay, here we go. Now it's refocused. Let me tell you what y'all going to hear about on the Patreon. So sign up to the Casino for Life Patreon right now. This is explosive. Not Diddy. Gil's been accused by his baby mama, who got, I believe, 4 of his kids, about all the bad things that have been going on with when during their relationship, when they were together, and she had to live in a car and everything else. And she talked about Shani O'Neal, all this stuff. So it's finna go up. Like Gil is pissed over this. He's like, that's a lie. I didn't pay that woman $125. Yeah, so he going off. So now he didn't talk to Shani O'Neal. They all teaming up to try to go against her. Shit going up. So I'm going to keep y'all informed on the Patreon. That's why I got to end this live, because this thing is going up. Shani O'Neal's involved. Shaq wife. This shit finna go up.